Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Everyday English, where we make learning fun, easy, and practical.
That's right. And today we're diving into one of the most useful topics you'll need when you're out and about: asking for and giving directions. Whether you're traveling, exploring your city, or just finding your way to a new place, this is a skill that comes in handy.
And stick with us until the end, because we've got some great tips, simple phrases, and a little challenge for you. We're going to teach you 10 new words along the way. So, grab your headphones and let's get started. Okay, let's get started with the basics. When you're in an unfamiliar place, the first thing you need to know is how to politely ask for help. A simple, "Excuse me, can you help me?" is a great way to get someone's attention.
Yes, and from there, you can follow up with what you're looking for. For example, "Excuse me, can you help me find the nearest cafe?" Or, "Excuse me, I'm looking for the train station." Both are polite and clear ways to ask for directions.
Exactly. The key here is to be polite and direct. People are usually willing to help, especially if you ask nicely. Now, here's a little tip. If you're nervous, practice these phrases out loud a few times before you need them. It helps build confidence.
And remember, the word nearest will come up often in directions. It just means the place that is closest to you. You can say, "Where is the nearest bus stop?" Or, "Can you show me where the nearest ATM is?" Let's break that down into our first vocabulary word, nearest, which means closest in distance. Example, "Where's the nearest post office?" So, now you know the basics of asking for directions. But let's dive a little deeper and give you some extra phrases to expand your vocabulary. Sometimes you need more specific information, right?
Definitely. For example, instead of just asking where something is, you might want to know if it's far away. You could say, "Is it far from here?" This will help you figure out if you need to walk, take a bus, or maybe even hop in a taxi.
Another great phrase is, "Can you show me on the map?" In today's world, a lot of people use their smartphones for directions, but it's always handy to know how to ask this, in case you're looking at a paper map or someone points things out on their phone.
Right. And you can also ask, "What's the best way to get there?" It's a perfect way to find out if walking, taking a bus, or maybe riding a bike is your best option.
So, let's add another couple of words to our growing vocabulary. Map refers to a picture that shows streets, places, and directions. Another word, best, means the most effective or desirable way.
Now that we've talked about asking for directions, let's switch gears and talk about how to give directions. Sometimes, people will ask you how to get somewhere, and you'll want to be ready.
That's right. Giving directions doesn't have to be complicated. Keep it simple, and start by using phrases like, "Go straight ahead," "Turn left," or "Turn right." These are basic, easy-to-remember directions that everyone can follow.
And if you need to be more specific, you can add things like, "Take the second left," or "It's on the corner of the street." People often appreciate clear, step-by-step instructions.
And if someone's lost, you can say, "It's just a short walk from here," or "You'll see it on your right after 2 blocks." These little details really help when you're giving directions. Let's learn new vocabulary. First word, straight ahead, which means in a direct line forward. Second word is turn, means to change direction, either left or right. So far, we've covered how to ask for and give basic directions. Now, let's look at some common phrases that you can use every day when asking for directions.
Here are some phrases that will come in handy when you're out and about. How do I get to the park? Is it far from here? Can you show me on the map? What's the best way to get to the train station? Which way should I go?
These phrases are short and to the point, making them easy to remember and use. Plus, they work in almost any situation.
Remember, practice makes perfect. If you say these phrases out loud a few times, they'll become second nature. Let's move on to some common phrases for giving directions. If someone asks you for directions, here's what you can say.
You can start with these simple phrases. It's about a 10-minute walk from here. You'll need to cross the street and take the second left. It's at the end of this road. You're going the wrong way. It's right next to the library.
These phrases are easy to remember and will help people find their way without too much confusion. Let's add more vocabulary to memorize. Cross means to go from one side to the other. Road means a path for vehicles and people. Library means a place with books for reading or borrowing. Walk means a short journey on foot. Minute means a unit of time, 60 seconds. Now that you've learned how to ask and give directions, let's put it all together with a little role play. Sebastiane and I will take turns pretending to ask for and give directions. Follow along and imagine yourself in the same situation.
Okay, Sophia, let's say I'm a tourist and I need to find the nearest cafe.
Sure. Go straight ahead, take the first right, and the cafe will be on your left after the bookstore.
Thank you. Is it far from here?
No, it's only about a 5-minute walk.
Great. I think I can find it. Thanks again. Now, let's talk about some tips for understanding directions, especially when someone speaks quickly or uses words you might not know. If you don't understand, don't be afraid to ask the person to repeat themselves.
Right. You can say, "Sorry, could you say that again?" Or, "I didn't catch that. Can you repeat it more slowly?" Most people will be happy to help you.
Another tip is to ask for confirmation. You could repeat the directions back to the person to make sure you got it right. For example, so I go straight and then turn right, correct? It helps clear up any confusion.
Exactly. And don't forget that body language and gestures often help a lot when giving or receiving directions. Pay attention to hand movements or pointing, as they can guide you even if words are unclear. All right, listeners, before we wrap up, let's go over the 10 vocabulary words we've learned today. Ready? Here we go. Word 1, nearest, closest in distance. Word 2, map, a picture that shows streets and places. Word 3, best, the most effective or desirable way. Word 4, straight ahead, moving directly forward. Word 5, turn, changing direction. Word 6, cross, to go from one side to the other. Word 7, road, a path for cars and people. Word 8, library, a place with books. Word 9, walk, a short journey on foot. Word 10, minute, a unit of time, 60 seconds.
That's it. You've learned 10 new words to help you confidently ask for and give directions.
Thanks for joining us today. Keep practicing, and remember, it's okay to ask for help. Navigating new places can be an adventure.
We'll see you next time on Everyday English. Keep exploring and keep learning.